have in front of me here a Vandal resistant dome camera, and the picture resolution on it is 650 TVL, and it's also IR, which is infrared, okay, which means that during the daytime you can put a picture, but it can also give a black and white image in darkness, okay. So let's just look what comes in this particular box. So what we have here is the box itself. You can see the specifications on it. We have a short but concise user manual here. We have a pack with a Allen key and also with plugs and screws for mounting this particular camera. If we come down along there and we just look at the actual lens here, it is a 3.6mm fixed lens. And then in terms of the cable here, we can see there's two ports on it here. We have a 2.1mm socket here for taking a power. It has a 300 milliamp requirement, 12 volts. And then the B and C connection here is for actually sending a picture from this to a TV. Okay. Now how is this mounted? Well, if we come along here, we can mount it either on a ceiling or a wall. So if we just look here, we have the screws here, and we can just, if we twist this, we can see how it's going to be mounted. So I'm just going to rotate this. So you can see here, we can actually just drill the holes and just screw this base in, okay? Now, in terms of why is it Vandal resistant? Well, it's actually, it's a pretty robust camera, but also will say, if we can see here, we can rotate this dome here, okay, in different directions. But as we screw it in tighter and tighter, it'll actually lock it into a situation where, with our hands, we can't rotate it anymore. And that's actually what's important, because what you don't want to do if you have a camera focused on a certain point is for somebody able to just come up and push the camera to a different angle and look at angles slightly differently. So what we're going to do here is just demonstrate the actual operation of this camera. So I just have a power source here. This is actually a 12 volt 2 amp power source, so it's more than enough. So once I connect this in, I actually have power running to this camera. And the next thing here is to actually grab a B and C connector here. So what we'll do is we'll just rotate it here, and the image here, hopefully with my ceiling, will be there. And if you just turn this camera around, you can see there's an up and a down to it. And we can just see here, we have a reasonable resolution picture here. In fact, it's quite good. So what we can do then is just give you an idea of what it'd be like at a distance. If we just pick this table over here, the picture behind, we can see here once again with a relatively good resolution here. If somebody was standing over there back maybe 5 or 6 meters, would have no problem making out facial features, etc. So as I mentioned already, that there's infrared on it. So to explain the consequences of that, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to open this box here, and we have a few components in the base of the box. I'm going to put it in focus. And what we have here is we have the actual camera focused in. Okay, so we can see it's relatively good resolution there. What we're going to do here is I'm just actually going to hold the cable like this, and we can see here, even in darkness here, then we have a certain resolution on it, okay? I can move that cable up and down. It's not a particularly brilliant demonstration, but it does show that the IR on it does work. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up here. Now the final thing I'm going to mention here is that you would have a choice, let's say, between this camera and the other one would be a bullet camera of roughly the same specifications. Normally, I would say if we're mounting the camera from above, dome cameras can be more popular, but it can come down to the aesthetics and all the rest of it in terms of the different specifications on it. But this camera itself certainly is you know, a good camera, and it's sold quite well for us on the tvtrade.ie website.